Taurus, how you doing? Welcome to your tarot reading here on the Astroflower. Hope you're doing well. Lovely weather. It's great to be back outside and to be back in nature. Absolutely beautiful thing. Hope you're doing well. You should be finding the energies a little bit more sort of constant at the moment. A lot easier to build upon and get some good results, basically. Yes. So, you know, it's good for earth signs at the moment, I think, leading up to this week here. Okay, let's just see what's going on for you. We've got the overall energies here. We've got the karmic message for the relationship side, karmic message for the financial side, influence on the universe, influence from past self, future self, and general outcome, or the lesson, if you like, from the week. Let's just see what's going on for you today. Very strong position. What keeps coming back is I know, I know. It's not like sort of saying, yeah, I know. It's just kind of like, and now I know. That's probably more to what it's all about. On your relationship side, yeah, it's a real karmic thing here. It's almost as if the reason you know, because this is karmically, you feel that this is right in your relationships. And everything that is around you within the universe is also contributing to that and helping really sort of feed that sort of I know sort of scenario here. I think your past is your past. I don't think you're reflecting upon it a lot. I think it's very solid. You know when you're going wrong, basically. In your future, it's much more towards sort of like, it's playing to the here and now. It's really living life, as it were. And the lesson that's coming out this week here is, it's not just physically being there, it's also energetically being there, emotionally being there within your relationships and so forth. I think it's really, really important. Let's just go with that, with the overall message here. The overall energies, you get the Temperance card. Yeah, it is. I think you've ummed and ahed enough. And this brings you back to a place of harmony. It brings you back to knowing. This is where I think the time of patience is over, basically. Oh, look at that. This is a change in belief system for you, in the way in which you've seen relationships, or the way in which you've engaged in your relationship, or, you know, of what you're looking for in a relationship. And this change in the belief system is within you, because it's on your karmic path. This is what the knowing is all about, you know. And the universe, look at that. The universe is really helping you out here. It's bringing in, I think once you start installing this and start realizing that, you know, the world evolves around us constantly, in the human sort of world, in regards to emotions, logic, and stuff like that. And I think this is where, and it's like a fundamental adaptability within you. So it makes it easier for you to enjoy and also ignite that enjoyment within your relationships. And I think this is the victory, that's the understanding that should be coming through this week, through on your relationships. Yeah, I think, you know, as I say, I think this is the past. This is, as I say, I didn't think there was a great deal sort of going on, as it were. And I don't think there is. I think there's a lot of sort of undercurrent stuff that only you will know. And I think you should be able to call yourself out, or even call the situation out. But whatever it is, don't hide behind illusions. You know, if you don't hide behind illusions and you really confront yourself and your belief systems, that is where you're going to get the best results. In your future self, you get the Five of Pentacles, you coming in from out of the cold. I think this is like this new belief system that you're putting in place, so of how you engage in your relationship. And it may be a case of kind of like doing a lot more sort of activities, building an interest between you and your partner, or family members, or friends, or whatever really interests you in regards to relationship at the moment. And this is where I think in the future, you know, you're as I say, you're trying things out, you're suggesting things, or you should, you know, it'd be better if you suggested things, and that's going to put you in a position where it may be taken wrongly, and it's going to help you to feel understand your weaknesses more than anything else. And I think that's the victory out of this week here. And as you go forward, yeah, you're going to feel that sometimes you're a little bit outside simply because you're adjusting. And I think this adjustment needs to happen in your life in order for it to develop in the regards to the relationships. You are going on to calmer shores. I think this is a real transition for you within your relationship side. And I think it's all internal. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to change a great deal on the outside. I don't think doesn't seem to be like major separations or even major emotional heartache here at all. It's really down to the mechanics of how the engine of love sort of purrs, as it were. And this is where you've got to, this week here is trusting in yourself. And you probably got the overall energy here sort of being patient about yourself. This is a very interesting reading because there's no real pain here at all. There's no sort of emotional stress, as it were, which is really nice. But if you take the individual cards, the Tower, the Five of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords, yeah, they're not the best cards in the deck. I've got to be honest with you. But at the same time, all transition creates moments of instability. And I think this is where you've got to find a balance between your work and play ethic. Let's just see what's going on your financial side. I think this is where it's coming from. This change of the way in which you look at relationships. Because on your karmic path, it's really going forward. It's got a head of steam going on. Yeah, it's you falling in love with life and, you know, really getting on and falling in love with what you're doing in the physical sense, in the material world. And you've got a plan here and you're stepping into it and it's making you feel really at one with yourself. It would be nice to have on the personal level that it actually works as well. And that's where I think you've got to find a little bit more sort of balance in it, in more than anything else. The universe is really helping you. I think it's got your back in a way, but it's also bringing things into the past that's going to provide results for you. So let's just say, like, you did a workshop, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, you know, just before COVID. And all of a sudden, all of that stuff that you learned in that workshop is now coming to the surface and helping you out. And it's helping you in the way of coincidences around you. Yeah, because the past is also really important. There seems to be a very solid understanding of the past. And if you do know your past, then you will know your future. And that's where it's coming out. And the lesson here is trust in your automatic sort of second nature sort of approach to life. So, you know, if you're doing a job, then, you know, you can do it almost some aspects of the job or some aspects of the business and the projects and stuff like that. You can do with your eyes closed. And this is where you can trust a little bit the process that's going in. And I think that's what the lesson is for this week here. In the universe, you get this. Two of Swords. I think it's a case of you taking those bold steps from the past, the choices that you've made, and it's taking you on to better, you know, better scenarios, better ground, really good results for you financially. But you've got to be a leader in your pathway. There is no doubt about it. But I do believe the universe has got your back here. And the past, don't want to go back to that. And I think that's what's driving you on. And the thing is, you could be driving too hard. And that's what's making an effect on your sort of personal life, as it were. So trust in yourself. As I said, I think the end result, the lesson out of all of this, trust yourself is really important. This is your future self. This is where you're heading. You're heading towards the stars. You're heading towards really, really good results. Your heart's desires, basically, you know, and leaving something in the past is either like you've had to move somewhere, or you've had to do something, or you know, you've had to leave a job to go to another job, or open up a business, or do a project. You know, leave those disappointments in the past. Queen of Swords. Know your roots. Trust your roots. And I think these are, bizarrely enough, I think these are the most important cards on the deck, because they're really doing all the subtleties in the background. Although these two cards here, the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups, seem to be the most powerful part, I think they're pretty straightforward and they're tied into the past. And you don't want to live in the past, you want to live in the future. And I think it's almost like a lesson of trusting yourself, sort of saying, look how far I've got. I'm not going back to that disappointing stuff. And as I say, it might be a case where you're going to have to move, or you're going to have to change job, or so forth, in order to get it. My word, all the cards are jumping up all over the place. Playing smart, obviously, with the Seven of Swords. You know, if you play smart, you will avoid any emotional stress and strain. And I think that's a case of bringing that back into balance, basically, more than anything else. Yeah, if you're patient, you'll realize you have everything at your command in life. And that's where the little things around you will start working for you. It's like sort of like, you know, trying to put a USB key cable into a plug. And sometimes it's upside down and everything like that. And you just, at the moment, you just seem to be able to get the right way every single time. And it's those little things that help you to sort of like get into the flow of life. But you've got to be patient about it, and you've got to realize that actually you've got a lot going for you, much more than you think, Taurus. Yeah, I think this is a good tower moment. You get the Seven of Pentacles. This is a definite realization within your life. For me, the Seven is the revelation card, and with the Pentacles, it's very much within the physical world. We've got no cups on your relationship side, and that is a good thing in one way, because it means that there's no emotional sort of stress. But at the same time, it's not good because there's no emotions. It's lacking a little bit of emotions in there, and the reason being is because I think you've got to nurture that sort of work play ethic in life. You know, it's got to find some sort of harmony and balance. And yeah, and I think this is what that temperance is all about. This victory of this understanding within you is going to bring you enormous amount of healing within your relationship. But it takes effort. You know, it takes consciousness. It's got to be engaged. And I think once you start doing that, that's when you're going to find that it's a lot easier than you think. Huh. With the Moon card, you get the Devil. There's a lot of fine details in the past about you, and what I'm getting more than anything else. It's like these are long-term memories almost that come to the surface that sort of provoke that idea of kind of going, do you know what, I used to like doing that activity. Maybe I can suggest that. And I think they're, you know, they're not maybe, they're trial things. You know, I wouldn't buy too much into it, but I would certainly allow them to come to the surface and explore. Because you might turn around and you sort of say, oh, I used to love canoeing, to your partner. And your partner goes, oh, I've never done canoeing. And then, you know, then your partner comes back and kind of goes, well, I know this is a bit bigger than canoeing, but would you like to go sailing? Because that really interests me. And that, you might turn around and go, yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. You know, so, or surfing, or, you know, or, yeah, or some sort of activity that leads on to another one. I think you've got in the future, see, this is what's coming through, and I think this is what ties into the belief system here. I think it's showing your vulnerability. And we've seen this about a month and a half ago. It seems to be coming back round, and life does do that a little bit. It comes back round. I think you're going to be a lot happier if you do reveal your vulnerable sides. And you know, no one's perfect apart from Taurus, of course, but you know, showing your vulnerable side is going to make you a very, very happy sort of scenario. And the lesson this week here is putting this understanding in place and getting that balance back into your life. And it's a transitional sort of thing. It's going to take some time, and that's going to help with those healthy boundaries. Understanding that lesson, so then you can really look to your past and see what you want to engage with your life and your relationships, and you'll find the winning menu, or the winning sort of like mechanics, which will bring you in that healing sort of scenario. Yeah, with the lovers here, I think it's being passionate about what you're doing, but understanding, and this is where the magic comes in, and being fresh and stuff like that when you're engaged in it. You know, being passionate about the moment, but when you're not in the doing the job, the projects and stuff like that, it's turning your passion to your relationships. So it's understanding in your karmic path of how to really turn it on and turn it off. Yeah, you have made a decision in the past, and I think the universe here is trying to make you a leader in your pathway. And you've got this Knight of Wands, so it's this passionate mission that you are going off on. And you know, and I think the universe is trying to sort of, it's almost pushing you from behind, as if to sort of say, this is the pathway you should be going on. In the past, from the Five of Cups, you get the Two of Wands. Through that disappointment, a plan was made in, but I do think there's traveling involved, and there is traveling with the Two of Wands here. And I think from the past, the situation you set up, you're going to have to travel or change job or not reorientate yourself, you know, leave a job to go to start a business or a project, or take your project in another direction. And in the future, if you can get this work personal life sort of balance back into your life, it's actually going to help your business side, your money, your projects, your job, whatever you're doing, step into a whole new realm of success. That's what it's going to bring to you. That's what it's going to bring to you. Absolutely beautiful. With the Queen of Swords, you get the Five of Wands. Being the best example, I'm trying to see whether there's any sort of like, the path you're taking, I think here more than anything else, to be the best within your job and everything like that, is to use your passion. And I think that's where that comes into play. And allow your passion to be the driving force rather than your emotions. And once you start doing that, you do become the best example of yourself, and you take that direction, because the Queen of Swords has taken out those emotions. She's got control over the emotions because she's chosen to take a particular path. And I think this path that you've chosen to do will bring you enormous amounts of rewards. But you've got to go and get it. And that's where I think the Five of Cups and the Two of Wands comes into play. There's some sort of movement that needs to happen within your material world for it to provide the success that you want. There you go, Taurus. Thanking you very much for being here with us. Really do appreciate all the support you give to this channel. Yes, I guess that's all that's left for me to say is don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.